Well. Alrighty, we are back, and today I want to talk about the next Dokkan Fest coming to the game. Post TDC, we'll probably talk about that campaign probably tomorrow. Maybe I'll put out a tweet and then ask you guys' thoughts on what you guys thought of that celebration. So if you want to leave that in the comments of this video, you can. I would greatly appreciate it. But the next Dokkan Fest is on its way to Global NJP, and wouldn't you know it, it is going to be Super Baby 2 at long last. Almost 11 years in, we finally get the Super Baby Dokkan Fest. So this is one that players have been waiting for a while. When it comes to whether or not should you be summoning, we'll be talking about that when we get a little bit closer to banner time. The exact release, we have to wait a little bit until the data download, I believe. Unless it's already out. Again, I'm kind of just like waking up, and I saw that like a few tweets about the character, but again, I don't really know all of the specifics. So with that being said, let's go ahead and check out the animations for what looked to be a Trunks. Is it going to be called like a Trunks? Legends called it like parasitism or I don't know how to say that word, I'll be honest, but parasitum, something like that. I don't know what the word is on it. It's a funky one. So with that being said, let's go ahead and check out these animations. Go full screen for this bad boy. That's quite the close-up there, Trunks. All right, here we go. No intro. No, so okay, so this is the 12 key. This is a TUR, so that's going to be the base form super attack. Believe this is the transformation. This isn't voiced. Is the Japanese version voiced? Huh. I like that shot. That looks pretty cool. That's okay. So they have some real nice frames here of Super Baby 2. I don't know about like, you know, the quality. It's like, oh my God, but all right. Ooh, Giant Ape time? This is voiced? I'll have to, we'll look at the kit and we'll, okay. Oh, patience, boys, patience. It's probably not an active skill to transform. That would be my guess. Okay, so a giant form is going to be part of this character. And then is there an active skill when you're, whoa. So there's an active skill while you're in the giant form, it looks like. I think. No? Yeah, there it is. There it is. Whoa. Okay. Oh, I like that windscreen. Okay, so before we get into like the specific kits, I did kind of see a little bit on Twitter beforehand when they were talking about like this not being voiced. I was wondering what they were talking about, but clearly this is what it is. It's probably because this is like a turn transformation before we even get into the passive. I'm sure some of you watch this video already know, but again, it's my guess is it's probably going to be like when so you guys know how like first form cell works when you transform into the second form. It's not voiced, but there's an animation that plays. I would think that it's going to be something along those lines. So that is the animations for the next character here, and I'm pretty interested to see just like overall how all of this kind of ties together, right? We've seen things like this in the past. Right there. I don't know what's going on here with this, but so if we look at this here is the first page. So Super Baby 1, leader skill, corroded body and mind, or battle of fate. Is that going to be, how many categories are we going to have here? I guess we could look at it from here, right? Corroded body and mind, battle of fate, with the bonuses going to terrifying conquerors, final trump card, or GT bosses. Okay. This is an extremely small passive here. Interesting. Okay, I just wanted to check something. Okay, so Looking at this here, when we got links for the base form, we have Thirst for Conquest, Metamorphosis, Big Bad Bosses, GT, Hatred of Saiyans, Nightmare, and Fierce Battle. Obviously, this guy will kind of go into the GT Bosses team. I'm sure he'll just slide in there, and then we'll look at his leader skill here in a little bit. But what is up with the his typing's what? STR? STR. So this is quite the passive here, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Key +2, an attack and defense plus 250%, a great chance to dodge, so 70%, guards all attacks. Then when attacking with 12, he's also giving 50% support to attack to corrode body and mind. So we'll look at that category here in a little bit. Attack and defense 250% with 12 or more key, gonna be pretty easy to get. And then a chance of evading enemies key once by 10%. So what, 80% chance to dodge, guard, support. That's pretty good for the base form, but I'm interested to see. So the transformation condition, starting from the 5th turn when the character's entry turn, or when there are another 3 or more corroded body and mind category allies, are starting from the 3rd turn from the character's entry turn. So, it's gonna take a little bit for him to transform, huh? And then if we look here, we looked at the links. They are on, how many teams is that? 1, 2, 3. What is that? 13 categories there, I think, if my math's right. And then the super attack effects are raise attack and defense for 1 turn and causes immense damage to the enemy. Yes. And so, interesting. Transform starting from the 5th turn. Yeah, we looked at that. So this is sort of the base form here. I'm not like blown away with what I'm seeing here from this base form, but keep in mind, if this is like a long event suited character, then, you know, 5 turns really isn't going to be the end of the world. But that 5th turn from the entry turn can be a pain in the ass, especially if you get them on slot 7. That could be very annoying. If we look here at the 2nd form here, when he transformed into Super Baby 2, this is what we are looking for, right? So if we go into here, yes, so they do become a stacker. You can see it right here, raised attack and defense. And then when we look at this passive, this is more like what I was expecting. So the base form, he's not doing much. He's support. And then when you transform, you're going to be able to get a little bit more out of him. So let's see, what do we have here? Key 3, attack and defense was 250%. We have a great chance of evading enemies' attacks. They guard all attacks. And now we are giving 60% support. And then we are also going to be becoming an orb changer for STR. Then when we have 12 or more key, we're going to get that extra chance here. So we're going to be, what, to 90% dodge, if I'm looking into that right? Great chance of evading enemies' attacks. And then when we're getting this, we're going to have a great chance of adding another 20%. So that's pretty good. And then if we have all allies attacking the same turn being extreme class, we're going to have a scouter. Okay, and a guaranteed additional super. Then, if we have all category allies being in the corroded body and mind category, we're going to have a damage reduction of 30%. And then if we have 3 or more key spheres, which should be pretty easy, because they are going to be an orb changing, so we're going to have a chance of forming a critical hit of 30%. And then attacking 120. And then if we have 5 or more key spheres, or if there's, we also have to mention if it's a superclass enemy, and then 5 or more key spheres, or if there's an Earthbred fighter, so aka Goku and stuff like that, then they're also going to be getting an additional attack 120, and then a chance of performing a critical hit 30%. So 60% chance to crit, 90% chance to dodge in some situations here. Then this is so there's a 1 there, so keep that in mind. Then we have, so what is this? 90% chance to crit, 90% dodge, support, guard, and they're going to be stacking. Festival of Battles, this guy could be a monster. But like in other content, I'll be interested to see. I don't think he's bad for other content. Like I think this guy is going to look a lot more impressive than Broly did in the short form content, because of just the way that he's designed. We have dodge in the kit, we have guard in the kit, we have support in the kit. There's a lot of things going here for this Super Baby 2 compared to what Broly was. So if we move on here, the link set's now going to be, did the link set change at all in between these characters? So if we pull up the first version here, we have Thirst for Conquest, Metamorphosis. So Thirst for Conquest, Metamorphosis. Yeah, the links do not change. So that's something to keep in mind. You're not going to be able to really link this guy with himself because the transformation is just going to happen. I don't believe it is an active skill here. It just says transforms. So you're not going to be able to just like choose whether or not you want to do it. Now, what we're going to be looking at here, from the active skill, the effect here, you're going to be able to get it on the, starting from the next attacking turn. So in theory, you are going to have this, and I don't know, like in something like the Festival of Battles, I haven't really like having a giant form is interesting. I don't know when you're going to use that though. Maybe like in the very last phases where you have 12 charges. I think that would be like maybe where you want to use it, but you don't really want to waste 3 charges on that. So just keep that in mind. But we turn into the giant ape for 2 turns. So a guaranteed 2 turns is nice. So that's going to be 6 charges. So I don't know if you're really going to want to use that in the Festival of Battles. But if we go into here and then we look at the giant ape form, it's very simple, right? Just additional key and then performs a critical hit here when we are in there. And then we also have an active skill when we are in the giant form. So can be activated upon entering attacking turn once only. So you get to do it 1 time. And then you get to raise attack by 1700% temporarily and cause ultimate damage to the enemy. And the super attack effect here, you're going to be massively raising attack, temporarily and causing destructive damage to the enemy. So a lot of weird multipliers here, but that should be what it is with this Super Baby 2. Now, we are officially on the train to the anniversary. So there's a good chance from here on out, I'm going to be telling you guys essentially just to skip everything. So please keep that in mind that this is probably not going to be a must summon. TURs in this modern day are not really like must have units at this point, especially when they are like this. But this does appear to be a nice little Festival of Battles unit, but it's also not just only Festival of Battles here. I think that this guy has potential to work in other places, right? A giant ape form for 2 turns is very nice. Being able to take away supers, being able to take away AoEs. Do you know what fight has an AoE at a double super? The new Red Zone Broly fight, right? So clearly, I think this guy's going to be pretty good. I think this is a solid character just looking here based on this initial breakdown. But I want to know what you guys think. So tell me down below what you think of this Super Baby 2. Will you be summoning? Again, I recommend against it, but will you be summoning and all of that fun stuff in the comment section below? Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you all in the next one.